Children, I am going to the next lesson in environmental studies, that is community. In our last class, we have already learned what is family. Now we will learn what is community. Community is a group of people living in a particular place with we feeling for a long time is called as community. Every member of the community will have the feeling of dependency on the community. That is, they have the feeling of they depend everything on the people surrounding or in that community. The feeling of dependency is more if the community is small. This feeling decreases as the size of the community increases. Now we will see there are different types of communities. We are going to learn three types of community in this lesson. The first community is rural community. The next is urban community. The next is tribal community. Now, under rural community, our first community, rural means villages. So, in India, 72% of the total population live in a village. And agriculture is the major occupation of 70% of these people. Here we can see different types of activities in this picture, like plowing, winnowing, thrashing, harvesting. All these include agricultural activities. Along with that, we can also see agricultural activities like rearing of cattle or dairy, rearing of buffaloes, you can see the slide here, rearing of sheep and rearing of cows. You can also see this is poultry. Poultry is another agricultural activity, rearing or taking care of the hens. The next is fisheries. Fishery is also agriculture based activity. The next is sericulture. Sericulture is making silk thread. This is called as sericulture. There are many agricultural activities. Now, along with this, we can also find non-agricultural activities taking place in rural community or in the villages. We'll go to see which are the non-agricultural activities. This is weaving. Weaving is one of the non-agricultural activity. Pottery, making of pot is also non-agricultural activity. Goldsmithing, that is working with ornaments, is called as goldsmithing. Blacksmithing is working with metals. Tailoring, stitching of clothes, is called as tailoring. Basket weaving, carpentry. These are the non-agricultural activities. Now we will see there are some problems in the rural community. The rural people are facing many problems in their community. We will see what are the problems faced by these rural community people. The most important is health and hygiene problem. There is no good health for them, nor proper hygiene things to be maintained. So they are facing a great problem of health and hygiene. Education is another great problem of rural people. Unemployment, no jobs, no work, another problem. Lack of drinking water, no proper water facilities in the village sites. So these are some of the problems faced by. And now the government has introduced many rural developmental programs. We are going to see which are these rural development programs. The first one you can see here is Rozgar Yojana and the Jawahar Gram Samruddhi Yojana. This is for the educated youth in villages for self-employment. The next is Sarva Shiksha Abhiyana, to give quality education to the children of the rural community. The next is Nirmala Grama Yojana. It is for the cleanliness of the villages. The next is Bhagya Lakshmi Yojana, for the better future of girls. And this is Ashraya Yojana, to provide free sites and grants and loans to build houses for the poor people. These are some of the government rural development programs. So next we are coming to urban community. So we have learnt about rural community. This is urban community. Urban community is city areas. People migrate to cities from rural or from villages in search of jobs and for better education. So people in cities are engaged in different types of occupations. Let's see which are the occupations. They come out to the cities for police, to join the police, for business, banking, to work as factory workers in the joint factories, doctors, mechanics, like this many jobs. Now we will see what are the problems of the urban community. Rural community problems we saw. Now we will see what are the problems of urban community. Urban community is also facing many problems. Air pollution is one of the problem, because there are lots of factories plus many vehicles more in cities. And water pollution is another problem. All the waste are being dumped in the water, running water also. Next is slum areas. They are all surrounded with, most of the cities are surrounded by slum areas. Traffic jam is another biggest problem. And disposal of garbage. All the waste do not know where to throw, so they go and dump wherever they find place. So now the government is trying to undertake many programs to solve these problems. That is, supply of pure drinking water. This is one of the government programs to solve the problems. Underground drainage system, to have proper underground drainage system. Well-equipped bus station and railway stations by the government. Developing good gardens in the cities. Ring roads in the outskirts of the city. These are some of the programs made by the government. Now let's move on to the third community, that is the tribal community. Families living in dense forest, that is thick forest or hilly areas, are called tribal community. These tribal community also have different types of tribals. Here you can see one of the tribal community in Karnataka. This is Soligas of Mysore district. These are Yeravas of Kodagu district. And these are Koragas of Dakshina Kannada. And these are Jenu Kurubas. These also belong to Kodagu side. These are some of the different types of tribal communities. Now we will see they too are facing a heavy problem in the tribal community. What are the problems faced by the tribal community? They are being deprived of residence. that is housing, no proper houses, no proper food given. They do not have good transportation. They have to walk miles and miles. No proper education to the children of tribal community. And education, government is trying to provide many things to these tribal communities. One is education by the government, and houses by the government. They are building houses and giving to the tribal community people. And there are also health facilities, also food facilities also given to the people. In these recent years, the government is trying to do all this. Now let's take up our that we have already learnt about all the jobs and occupations of our rural community and all. Let us learn more important about farmer. A farmer is, as we know, is the backbone of our country, and he gives food, or he supplies food to the whole world. So to help him or to assist him, there are many things. For that, very important is he need a land, and he also need seed, he need water and fertilizers. Along with all these things, he alone is not doing the work. Many people are supporting him for all these work. So many supporters they need to continue the agricultural work by the farmer. Water provided you need to the land, bore wells we need. So for they need a canal also, so you need pipe, pump sets, manufacturers, electricians, lineman, all these we need to bring water to the farmer's land. Then fertilizers. I hope you know what is fertilizers, children. Fertilizers are chemicals used to bring up the crops, for the betterment of the crops. So for that also we need manufacturers, processors, bag makers, bag fillers, weighers, transporters, bringing fertilizers, all things, and merchants also. Insecticides is used to destroy all the insects in the land which is destroying the crops. For that also we need researchers, manufacturers, workers, merchants, and many people. Now coming to the community, people are being helped by many different peoples. When we look around, we know that there are many people helping the community people. So especially you can see during these natural calamities. What is natural calamities? Natural calamities, you already know. Now we are also facing these days also we are facing the natural calamities. The troubles made by the nature are called as natural calamities. For example, earthquake, drought. Earthquake, drought is no water, no rain, so no crops. Floods. During all these time, these are all natural calamities. During all these time, we have many people to help the community people. Like you have these army people, we have police departments, we have health department people. There are many people helping during these natural calamities. So hope you have learned this lesson and understood children properly. So I'm ending up. I'll be sending the notes. Thank you.